So good morning, everyone. We are here again at the Far Not Fast Hiker home. This is Daddy-O, owner and proprietor, backpacker himself. He and his family, all 7 of them back in 2017, hiked over 700 miles of the AT. And listen to Daddy-O's story. He fell in love with this area while hiking, retired Army veteran, and has opened his home to hikers to come through and find a good, comfortable, restful place to rest their bodies, recover, resupply, and move out. This is the kitchen area. Maple and Maggie are the hiker home mascots, if you will.
Never leave you alone.
They're awesome doggies, as if there's ever a bad doggy that I've found. The kitchen area is accessible to the hikers to come in and cook their own food. Daddy-O actually cooked an egg scramble this morning for breakfast. It was terrific. The coffee's delicious, had some juice to go along with it. But hikers that resupply, if they want to purchase their own things for dinner and things like that, they offer access to the kitchen area. Out in the back area with the deck, hikers have access to the deck.
Pretty good view.
Terrific view. And there is a gas grill that hikers have access to where they can grill. And all of this is just off of the sleeping area that I showed everyone last night.
And they're welcome to as many fresh eggs as they want to eat in the morning, because we've got those guys giving them to us.
And I will say, for those that heard the rooster, I could not hear the roosters inside the room. It is so well insulated. But yeah, there's plenty of fresh eggs. So just outside of the town of Elizabethton, about 15 minutes off trail, off of Wilbur Dam Road, very accessible. The shuttle service was prompt and easy and efficient, and the resupply run last night was terrific as well. Big Laurel Branch Wilderness. We're on the fast approach to Damascus. Not today, probably tomorrow. So today is an 11.5 mile day to Iron Mountain Shelter, and depending on that time, I may push a little bit further to Double Spring Shelter, which would be about a 19-mile day. I am getting very close to Virginia and Damascus, and so I am super excited, because when I get to Damascus, my wife Twinkle will be coming to see me for his scheduled 0, and it's really exciting. I've missed her so much. It's shaping up to be a great day. The weather last night, I'll be honest, I don't know how fierce the wind was or the rain, because I slept so soundly. But I do know it did rain. The ground is already drying. The forecast today shows cloudy skies, but at least at this point, it looks like all the rain is past. We should get some more rain tonight, but I will be comfortably in a shelter by that time, I hope. So with that, I am looking forward to today. Thanks for joining me. It's a great day to be on the AT. I'm Rex. Another view of Watauga Lake through the trees. Yeah, it's quite a feature. This portion of the trail follows Watauga Lake for quite some distance. I would say at least 4 miles yesterday. We're on a mile and a half so far today. So at least 5 miles or so far. The trail has followed Watauga Lake. It's a nice glimpse. Not many clear views. There are some, especially when you're right next to the lake, but it's a nice feature to glance over your shoulder at as you're walking. Makes for a really pleasant walk. Can't stress enough how important it is to know where your water sources are. For that, I use the Far Out guide and track where I am in relation to water sources. That was a small, slow running water source, and probably if it hadn't been for the rain, it might be even running a little bit slower. But the next water source is 8 miles away. So I know it's important that I fill up there. And when I fill up my water sources, I will generally, drink the remaining liter or the remaining water that I have in my liter bottle, refill it, and then refill my filter bottle. And that way I have 2 liters of water for the next 8.3 miles. Everyone, this is Watauga Shelter. This is where I would have stayed last night. It's about 4.6 miles past Wilbur Dam Road. But this is where I would have stayed last night. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because the existence of a tarp means that this shelter is prone to wind. One thing that makes the Watauga Shelter so special is that directly behind the shelter, it has this gorgeous view. This is probably our last view of Watauga Lake. So we're about 7.5 miles into the day, and all in all, it's been a relatively easy walk today. A lot of ridge walking. Had about a 3.5 to 4 mile climb out of Wilbur Dam Road this morning, but since then, it's really been a lot of gradual ups and downs like a roller coaster. Right now I'm on a relatively flat area. It's a ridge between 2 hilltops. It's been quite a good walk. I've got a good pace going. Hasn't been much in terms of views today, but the walk is really pleasant. Boy, it's been a great walk. And I really wish it were clear through those woods. The ridgeline has some great views through the trees, but the camera just does not do it justice. This is A pleasant walk, as I mentioned, but it's not just the terrain. That landscape makes a good traveling partner. Well, everybody, quick check-in. About 10 miles into the day, about 4 hours in also. And I've decided I'm going to push past Iron Mountain Shelter and head towards Double Spring Shelter. So Iron Mountain Shelter is 0.9 miles away. If I push for that, I will be there by 2:30 in the afternoon, and I just can't justify to myself getting to a shelter that early and sitting that long when I've got so much usable daylight. And so pushing onward to Double Spring Shelter will get me there at about 5:45 or 6 o'clock, which is still plenty of time before dark to set up camp and everything. So that's the plan now. It's going to end up being a 19.3 mile day, and having that number of miles completed at the end of the day actually makes me happy. Always got to keep the end goal in mind. But it is a beautiful day. I'm stopped on the side of a log, gonna have some quick lunch, air out my feet, and move on down the trail. All right, everybody, this is the Iron Mountain Shelter. This is where I would have stayed if I had not decided to push forward. Looks like this one was left in, well, I want to say relatively clean shape. I see that there is a tarp just in case there's wind. I haven't seen that in other shelters where they have like standby tarps. Nice touch. Supposedly there is a spring nearby. I do not see any signs pointing towards one, but that's okay. I have a full liter of water, and there should be water in about 1.9 miles away. We're gonna keep on moving. Lots of tent space. This is a tenter's paradise. Boy, I see room for at least 6 or 7 tents, maybe more. We're heading up the trail. I don't often post headstones and things like that. I've actually passed a couple of cemeteries, but where they exist right on the trail, I do take a point to point them out. So this is the final resting place for Uncle Nick Grindstaff, who passed away in 1923. He was a hermit that lived in this spot. The inscription is, lived alone, suffered alone, and died alone. Rest in peace, my friend. So I'll share that water along this stretch has been scarce. There are a number of streams, but the flow has been very low, except for the one just 4 miles past Wilbur Dam Road where I got water this morning. The rest have all kind of been dry. So I have 1 liter of water that I'm sort of rationing right now. I've got 2.4 miles till the next marked water source. We'll see what we find then. I'm at 12.5 miles in, got about 6.5-ish remaining. Still a beautiful day. So at the 14.75 mile mark, I actually found a water source that was usable. So I have water now to get me to Double Spring Gap Shelter. So this is the official northern end of the Laurel Branch Wilderness at Cherokee National Park. It looks like we're crossing Tennessee 91. Gonna go up and over some pastures. So this area we just crossed is called Cross Mountain Meadows. Doesn't look to be like a working farm. The AT does travel right through it. It's beautiful. Nice little water source right on the trail. 1 mile short of Double Spring Shelter. I'll take it. Looks like I get to camel up one more time. Everybody, we are at the Double Spring Shelter. Got here right on time. I'm the only attempted through hiker here at the shelter tonight. There is another couple that is tent camping. They are section hikers, so it's going to be a quiet night. I didn't pass anybody today, so I will be surprised if anyone joins me later. And so everybody, it was a good day today. Ended up being a 19.3 mile day from Wilbur Dam Road to Double Spring Shelter. We got to see the Laurel Branch Wilderness. We got to see the Cross Mountain Meadow. Easy trail today. There was a lack of water sources, but there is a good water source here at the shelter. So I'm going to be able to top off in the morning after I cook breakfast and everything before I head out. So it was a terrific day. I look forward to seeing everyone again tomorrow for another terrific day on the Appalachian Trail. Thanks, everybody. I'm Bricks.